I mean, SpaceX wouldn't be where it is today without NASA.
Yes, today we are talking about space travel, one of the rare pieces of good news in 2020. And when it comes to hype, there's three players that you need to know about: SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Virgin Galactic. All three of them are founded by billionaire businessmen Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Richard Branson. These three leaders in the space race are forging their own paths, with SpaceX taking actual astronauts to the International Space Center, and Blue Origin has plans to be on the moon by 2024, whereas Virgin Galactic is focusing on space tourism. So if you've got a cool $250,000 lying spare, you could get yourself a ticket into space. But there is one thing they all have in common. They're all made possible by capitalism. So how long before you and I finally get into space? I checked in with Forbes' Alex Knapp to find out more.
What's going on with space travel? I felt like there was nothing going on for years, all went quiet. I was excited as a teenager. Why is it so hot right now?
For one, honestly, Elon Musk, probably the biggest reason why space travel is bigger. With SpaceX, he has drastically reduced the cost of going to orbit, which has always been the biggest challenge in developing space technologies. Now, Elon Musk and SpaceX are obviously not the only companies that are working to reduce the cost of going to space, but they were the first to really have a new rocket. They've got reusable rockets. They are, constantly iterating and developing. And that has enabled a broad swath of companies to use technology we develop for other things to build new satellites and other space technologies that can really provide services that weren't able to be provided before. And that's really what's exciting about space travel. And we're starting to see other rocket companies develop and hitting different market segments that enable other new businesses to develop. Rocket Lab, which is based in LA, is one example of this. They have launched 10 rockets so far. Their last one did crash, but that's par for the course. It's not slowing them down. They're ready to getting ready to launch their next one. And then you have China and India and other countries really getting more into the business of space. China is developing its own space entrepreneurship market. India is launching rockets for commercial space companies from all over the globe. You see Japan launching more rockets, most recently for United Arab Emirates, where they launched the UAE's Mars orbiter, which should arrive at the Red Planet in a few months. So there's a lot of competition, a lot of new technology, but most importantly, the cost has gone down.
Thank you very much, Alex.
Moonshot ideas like the Apollo program back in the 1960s take huge amounts of public funding. And the reason why you haven't heard much about space exploration for the last few decades is because governments struggle to justify the huge amounts of risk and expenditure it takes to get people up into space. Look at it this way: the last time we had Americans on the moon was all the way back in 1972. And since then, we really haven't had many big developments. But in 2006, this completely changed thanks to a new program from NASA called Commercial Orbital Transportation Services. This small change welcomed private investment along with the public backing of NASA. That switch to a more commercial and capitalistic model created the next generation of space entrepreneurs. And maybe, sooner than we may have ever imagined, one of us might be going to Mars.